friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm at the next stage of this painting of the nude here, this figure painting, and I'm going to do a short demonstration today of solidifying the darks. It's the next stage that I'm at. As I've said in earlier demonstrations, there's basically two different ways that I work, either starting with the darkest darks and progressing gradually up to the lightest lights, and the reverse of that, starting with the lightest lights and working down the value scale. But oftentimes it's kind of combinations in between. But right now I have the drawing blocked in, and I've already begun putting in the tones, the values of the darks here, and so I'm going to continue with that right now. I have a couple of different brushes, some rounds. I have a number 12 round bristle brush and a flat number 10 boar-hair bristle brush. These bristle brushes hold a lot of paint, and they seem to work really well for these initial stages. You can see here that I have some of these sort of dynamic, I call them energic lines indicated here, just to give you an idea of sort of these points and angles. This one right here indicates the angle of the head. There's a nice kind of contrapposto happening here, the head going one way, the torso and the figure going the other way, and there's also two different tilts, the head tilted this way and the chest and torso going the other way. So it's a nice opposition there of kind of dynamic points. Okay, so I have some different colors here mixed up, but mostly I'm working with these warm colors, which I said in the initial video that I wanted to keep the palette kind of warm. That will be going significantly darker underneath, I mean over top, but it's nice to have these other colors in there for variety and for just to add some different tones in there. Especially right here, although I'm working with the color, but this is also supplying a value. I know it may be a little difficult to see from where you are, but this is this red is a lighter value than will be in her hair there. So we paint as we draw, and we draw as we paint. So the head needs to be defined by some kind of difference in value. But mostly the figure is silhouetted. In other words, it's a light figure. There's going to be some nice lighting on this painting too. Two different types of light. There'll be a direct light on the left side of her head, and also hitting her knees, and a little bit on her arm too. Okay. Right now I'm losing what's called losing an edge here. The edge of her hair kind of blends into the background. Okay, so far I've used no black. The colors that you see up there are a combination of different colors, but right now I'm putting some black on the palette here, or on the canvas. And so, as I said, starting with the darkest darks, this is a little bit of a variation on that theme. Sometimes I do adhere to that system, but in this particular painting, it's kind of a combination, a hybrid. And as I said in one of the earlier videos, it's a tonalist painting. In other words, I'm minimizing color to a great extent, and and just working with value. And it's the way some of my favorite painters worked, like Rembrandt and Frans Hals and Velázquez and Caravaggio too. They all were in the tonalist school. This part over here can go quite dark. And once again, I want to soften some of these edges here. But this is just the initial assessment, and it will go through a lot of stages as I paint, working over and changing. The drawing, in fact, too, will be altered significantly in various places. I haven't gone into the figure yet, but I can do that a little bit right here now to start massing these darks of the figure as I work. And thinking in terms of value, but there is going to be some reflected light coming right here on this part of her leg. So that'll be nice to help bring out the form there of her leg. It's predominantly it'll be this nice direct light, and then on her arms and torso, it will be a nice warm reflected light that is bouncing back from her legs. Her legs are being illuminated in a strong way, so it'll be bouncing back also onto her cheek there too. That'll be all warm reflected light. But on her leg down here, there was a light coming in from the window, which was a cool Umbrian light. This is in Umbria. This figure was situated. The paint is being applied in thin washes right now, and the general idea is to start thin and work up the thickness of paint as one goes along. Okay, I think that's about all I'm going to do for right now for the video, just to give you an idea of the general progression here. And as you can also see, I just wanted to point out that I'm standing, and it's a good thing to continually be going back and forth from your canvas. We have this model called the fencing painter. It's good to keep in mind because we're always going in and out. And the general idea of moving back and forth is to get a constant reassessment of the painting. And it's something that we do a lot. Writers need to do it. They need to get a fresh look. So trying to get a fresh look at the painting, because we tend to get engrossed in the details. And so going back and forth in a dynamic way is one way to accomplish this. And another way that I do this is to have a mirror in the background, which I do here in my studio, so I can see the image flipped in reverse, and that way we can one can see mistakes and errors in drawing and composition that kind of jump out that we don't normally see. Okay, so that's it for right now. Thanks so much for your attention, and we'll resume later.